All right. Hey everybody, this is Robert Bacolid here with vlog number 7, and this time I wanted to share a Bible thought that was on my mind. If you look back in the Old Testament, we have some amazing and great men who followed God and who were leaders of God's people. But there's 4 people I want to focus on, and that is David, Jacob, Moses, and Joseph. And we're going to look at the commonality between these great men, these leaders that God had chosen himself. Now the very first point is this: all of them knew that they were meant to be great, to be leaders of God's people, but all of them were actually kicked out of their comfortable environment, fending for their lives, trying to survive. The circumstances became unfavorable towards them. But little did they know that God can use this opportunity to do a very special training for them. Which leads us to a very second point, and that is God had them undergo a specific training that man would have never thought of and would probably deemed it unworthy in becoming a worldwide leader or a leader for God's people. For an example, Moses and shepherding. If you think about it, shepherding isn't all that fun. All you gotta do is sit there, you watch the sheep, you watch them eat, you watch them drink water, you watch them poop, you take care of them when predators come around and try to kill them, and this is a daily routine. Not many people would deem this worthy in becoming a great leader, yet God himself chose this specific course. And that's how it is even in our lives today. Sometimes God has specific journeys that we have to go through where people think like, man, you're not doing what you need to be doing. But God has a better plan, and his ways are higher than our ways, and his thoughts are higher than our thoughts. Which leads us to our third point, that despite the training that they had, or these circumstances that seemed unfavorable towards them, having to go through this harsh and crazy journey, despite all of this, it's interesting because these people were the people that lasted longer in their faithfulness to God while in this position. For an example, Solomon. At the very beginning of his reign, he started off good, he started off wise, but somewhere along the line he messed up, and for many years he led people astray until towards the end of his life where he came back to God and repented from his ways. Another example, Saul started off good, but he ended horribly. And these men didn't have these special training just like David, Joseph, Moses, and Jacob. So is harsh training or trials a good thing? Absolutely. Do they hurt? Yes. Are they fun? Not really. But God knows what he's doing. And it is our job as saints of God, as followers of Christ, to simply follow his command and see where he is leading in our next steps. So this is the commonality that I've seen between these 4 great men. They were all kicked out of their homes, even though they were destined to lead the people, to lead their families. Number 2, God had them undergo a special training or specific training that men would have never thought of, yet it prepared them to meet the obstacles they would face as leaders of God's people. Number 3, because of this training, they actually lasted longer in their faithfulness to God while in this position. And this position is a pretty prideful position. I mean, being the king of Israel or leading a whole nation, but yet they stayed faithful until the day they died. We may not know God's calling for our own lives, but let us stay faithful as Christ's followers to what he has already called us to be. And I'm sure little by little, piece by piece, step by step, we will understand God's big picture of what he has called us to be. Again, these are some of the 3 points that came to my mind, but is there any specific points that you guys see? Go ahead and comment below and let me know. With that in mind, if you haven't liked this video, go ahead and like it. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and check out my other videos. I have vlogs, music. You don't want to miss those. Thank you again for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video, and have a good day. Peace. That took forever.